Alright, it's the start of a new 1000 days video. Time to get straight into it. So days 2000 through 210, I start off by marking out a center point and then building out 100 blocks from the center point and then making a square around all my points and then flying around the square. And this is all I did basically, was marking down coordinates and making sure my measurements were right for the end of the 2010 days. Days 2010 through 2020, I start off by mining out the ceiling of what is going to be my project. And then finally finishing up for the end of the 2020 days. Days 2020 through 2030. I start off by tearing down the old tunnel bore that I never used, and then I start mining on a spot where I can place the new tunnel bore, and then I start actually building it. What is this? How does this even happen? Anyways, I continue finishing up the tunnel bore, and then I finally get to test it to see if it works. And it functions perfectly, so let's run the full thing. And then I finish running the tunnel board for the end of the 2030 days. Days 2030 through 2040, I start off by drawing out some lines in the ceiling and then almost dying. And then I start to flatten out the roof so that I could run some flying machines. So I'll just play the time lapse of me mining out everything. And now I'm gonna show the flying machines. Wait, where's the flying machines at? So yeah, my files got corrupted, but I do have this. And this is 1/4 of the entire project. And I almost die again. But yeah, I gotta get something figured out with my replay files and stuff. So that's it for the end of the 2040 days. Days 2040 through 2050, I continue to flatten out the roof of the Nether. Hey, actual footage of me building the flying machines, let's go. And then I finish blowing up everything for the end of the 2050 days. Days 2050 through 2060. I start off by almost getting trapped in bedrock. And then I continue working on my project, and this is basically all I did for the next few days, so I'm just gonna let the cinematics play. And then finally, all of the squares are done and it looks amazing. And then I just finished looking at all the work I've done for the end of the 2070 days. Days 2070 through 2080, I am working on the walls. And then I finally finish up for the end of the 2080 days. Days 2080 through 2090, I am working on the floor of my project. And finally, it is done. This has taken forever, and it looks incredible, honestly. Especially with the Optifine connected glass textures. But I guess with that, there's only one thing left to do. And so I look at the final result, and it's looking great, but I gotta get rid of all these ancient debris. Hopefully that was satisfying, but then I get done looking at the project for the end of the 2100 days. Days 2100 through 2110. Start by picking up all the materials I need, and then I head over to the ocean monument where I'm going to start my next project, and then building out the dimensions of what's going to be a giant circle. And then now I'm done with that, it's time to actually make the circle. And now that the circle is done, I start making grid lines so that I can place sand in between these, and then I almost die. And then I finish up the grid lines for the end of the 2110 days. Days 2110 through 2120, I start off by clearing some kelp so that in the future I can place some sand, and that's all I did for this 10 days, so I'll just show that. And then clearing the final seagrass for the end of the 2120 days. Days 2120 through 2130, I start off by placing sand. Yeah, I'm gonna need to time-lapse this. And I finished the ring of sand for the end of the 2,130 days. Days 2130 through 2140, I started out by mining some space so that I can place some more sand. And then I go in with some sponges drying up the water. Then I go back and mine out all the sponges. Then I go up to the raid farm, go through the portal, and now it's time to be satisfied. Then I finish clearing the water, and that is basically the whole process, which takes forever to do. And even when I'm done with that, I have to connect them up by destroying the sand in the middle. So I am definitely going to have to time-lapse this. So yeah, enjoy. Alright, and just a checkup, and the monument is halfway drained, so I just gotta power through and finish this up. So enjoy the rest of this time lapse. Days 2180 through 2190, I'm going to finish draining the water from the monument, so enjoy. And then here it is in its glory. But I'm gonna have to actually make the walls look pretty. So yeah, time lapse. And then I finish up looking at the project for the end of the 2,190 days. Days 2190 through 2200. I'm going to be draining this ocean monument and getting all the water removed. So enjoy the time lapse. And then it's finally done, and I'm taking a look at it for the end of the 2,200 days. Days 2,200 through 1210. I start off by planning my next major build, and I think it's going to go right on top of the monument. So then I start building, so enjoy the time lapse. And it's done. Well, almost. I still need to do the interiors and exterior of the ship, but as of right now, the shell is looking great. But that'll be it for the end of the 1,210 days. Days 2210 through 2220. I am building all of the details inside of the ship, so enjoy. And all of the interiors are done, and they are looking so nice, including this main hall and the captain's quarters, which will house someone very special. But first we need to make some maps. It's done and is looking kind of bad right now, but once this whole area is done, it'll look better. But then for the special person, we're gonna have to bring the turtle helmet out of retirement and find a skeleton that can pick up stuff, throw him in a hole, and give him all the gear he needs. Then pillaring up, placing rails, and finally getting him into his new home. And I didn't like how he looked in the minecart, so I took him out, and I had no problems getting him back in the chair. And then finally getting him back where he's supposed to be. And that'll be it for the end of the 2,220 days. Days 2220 through 2230. I start off by thinking, this place is a little bit empty. I think it's time to change that. And change that I will, so enjoy the time lapse. And the boat is finally all finished. And I can't wait just to show it off. So I'm gonna give a little walkthrough of it. Days 2230 through 2250. I'm going to be doing a lot of terraforming, so enjoy. And then I stumble into some friends, and I think they do very nicely as pirates. Then I actually work on the floor design. And then I'm finally finishing up the base, and it's looking really good. But yeah, that'll be it for the end of the 2,300 days. Days 2,300 through 2310. I am back at this place from the last video, and I'm going to be transforming it, so enjoy. Starting off with building the flying machines. And then destroying the land all the way down into something that you'll just have to wait to see. Hey, we're on days 2310 through 2320. I am on the Minecraft menu, and yeah, another case of replay mod being stupid. I click on my replay file, it loads for a second, and then it crashes. Yeah, man, I love replay mod. But then days 2320 through 2330, I am finishing up blowing up the surrounding area. And if you guessed Ancient City, you would be correct. And it honestly looks insane with sunlight pouring down on it. But now it's time to start transforming this place. Finally, all the buildings are converted and it is looking great. I'm doing the same walk I did the first time, and then I'm just looking around at all the buildings I made. And that'll be it for the end of the 2,400 days. Days 2,400 through 2410. I'm starting off... Wait, I don't remember having a mailbox. Poisonous potato plant, huh? Oh, and he's yapping. Oh my lord. Now he's telling me to go to a village? Alright, fine. And he wants me to steal their bed. I guess he didn't want me to steal the bed. Now you want my feedback on the snapshot, bruh? Now I have to craft potato eyes, which I do. And then I go to my nether void so that I can get blaze rods, and almost dying in the process. So that I can make the poisonous potato hammer. And I throw my eyes to see where I need to go. And finally I arrive at the potato portal. I wonder what's in this chest. Ah, potatoes? Shocker. Then I uncover the portal and light it up, and then now I'm in the potato dimension. And I was told to go to another village. Stole their frying table. And while I was looking at all the crafts I could make, I almost got blown up by a creeper. Then I go straight to make the hot potato, collecting lava, and I didn't know it burned you. armadillos. I'll come back to you later in this video. And I got this achievement for visiting every biome, and yes, that is ancient debris, and no, I will not be collecting it. Then I'm fighting whatever these things are to get the potato lash, so that I can make the lashing potato, which pairs excellent with the elytra. And I don't even know what this is, but that'll be it for the end of the 2,410 days. Days 2410 through 2420. I start by going back to the overworld to get some flint, and I have never seen this before. This is very cool. But then I make a fletching table because I hear that they have uses now, and it's still useless. Nice. Anyways, I go back to the potato dimension and I start peeling potato mobs and then almost dying in the process. Then I make a poisonous potato cutter and make different types of foods for these achievements. Then I'm in the overworld collecting bottles, and in the meantime I'm spamming the chat to get this achievement. And then finally back in the potato dimension, I make potato oil, and then I lubricate my boots for these two achievements. And then I throw it across some blocks for this achievement, and then I lubricate it 9 more times to get this achievement for the end of the 2,420 days. Days 2420 through 2430. I'm getting a bunch of achievements, and most of these involve like eating foods or cooking certain foods. But then I show off how slippery my boots are, and then finally I get all the food advancements. And I start to peel potato sheep so that I can make some potato armor and an elytra. This game is wild, and I give a zombie my potato armor so that he can get healed for this achievement. Then I have to lose durability on my armor, so I get bullied by some spiders for this achievement. And then I make charcoal out of this potato stuff for this achievement. And I thought I already had this achievement, but I guess I got it again. Then I go up to the clouds and start crafting a flotator for the end of the 2,430 days. Days 2430 through 2440. I start off by getting peeled. Then I make my way back to the portal, light it, and then get back home. And I start building with the clouds, and then place down the flotator, and then we're off. Then I make it home, and then start to craft the big brain time. And I hear it takes XP, so I go to the XP farm and place it down, and I almost died. And eventually it collects enough XP to drop a potato of knowledge. And I ate it, and it just gives me XP. Kinda boring. And I get done decorating my house with the potato stuff for the end of the 2,440 days. Days 2440 through 2450. I start by getting this achievement. And now it's time we fight this boss, so I throw my eye, and I start to follow it, finding the spot and digging down, and then I stumble into the structure, and I'm just gonna let this battle play out, so enjoy. And I finally did it. The boss is down, and I have one more objective, and that is to compost this staff for the full April Fool's joke. Now I'm just gonna jump. Speed through the credits. And then I finally make it back home for the end of the 2,450 days. Alright, enough of this April Fool's stuff. Time to get back to business. In days 2450 through 2460, I'm going to be tearing down this raid farm because they are going to be useless in 1.21, sadly. Alright, it hurts a little bit, but it's tore down. Time to throw this stuff down the hatch. Well, I don't know what else to do, so this is kind of awkward. Maybe I can fix this, or maybe make this a little bit more efficient. Yes, burn faster. Maybe make a portal to my slime farm. Go to the nether roof, and this is the moment of truth. Does it connect? And it does. This is the first time that this has worked out first try. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,460 days. Days 2460 through 2470. I have a lot of nether hub expanding to do, so let's get to it. And it is all done. You're just gonna have to believe me on this one. I can't show all of it. But that will be it for the end of the 2,470 days. Days 2470 through 2480. I'm looking at this and this kind of looks ugly, not gonna lie. I definitely need to fix this. So fix it I will. And then building my own custom redstone contraption for the first time ever. Don't judge it too harshly though. Ah yes, so much better. Let me give you the tour. And just listen to the sound of this. Crisp. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,480 days. Days 2480 through 2490, I install a mod that will show me the bounding box of the fortress so that I can build myself a wither skeleton farm. And it is all done, and it's working pretty well, but I think it can run better, so I'm gonna fix it up. Alright, and this is the new and improved design. We got an actual storage system. We got a whole nother layer, and look how fast they're pouring in. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,490 days. Days 2490 through 2,500, I am going to be AFKing the wither skeleton farm. Alright, and after 10 in-game days, this is my profits. Not bad. And then casually crafting a stack of beacons, because why not? But that'll be it for the end of the 2,500 days. Alright, it's time for 1.20.1. And days 2,500 through 2,510. I'm starting off by retrimming all my armor to match my new upper skin, and it looks very nice. But now we have some new achievements to get, so I make it to a savanna biome, where I'm going to be trying to look for the armadillo. And here it is, finally. That took me way longer than what it should have. I told you I'd be back for you. Now it's time to find some dogs. It's a sign. Now that I finally got all the wolves, it's time to go home. I craft up the wolf armor and equip my 2 new dogs. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do. It has to be done for this achievement right here. But then I shear off the armor for another achievement, and that'll be it for the end of the 2,510 days. These 2510 through 2520. It's time to do the thing. So I have my map, and I am ready to go. Finally finding the spot, and then digging into the trial chambers for the first time. This better be good. We just gotta turn on some lights real quick for this achievement. And I'm looking around this place, and the loot is kinda mid. Oh, but some wind charges though. That's new. I can get this achievement with them. Alright, I'm so excited. We're finally gonna get to see what the trial chambers are all about. Really? That's all they got? Maybe the loot is decent? Garbage. Alright. Maybe that was just a fluke. Let's try it again. Nope. Still garbage. Okay. Let's just skip to the fun part already. So I drink the ominous bottle, and then that's when things start popping off. I'll admit that was a little more fun than the first time. Alright, time to see what we get. Oh yes, a music disc, let's go. And then we go and activate another trial spawner. Alright, more garbage. Then I get a notch apple. And the new smithing template too. Alright, trial chamber number 2. Starting off, what's in this vault? Another notch apple. Let's go, dude. And then I try to get this achievement where you throw the wind charge back at the breeze. Another apple, let's go. And I do a cool little jump with the wind charges to get absolutely nothing, but I'm showing this clip because of the jump. So yeah. Trial chamber number 3, and I dig down into a bunch of slimes. It's alright, because I'm only focused on these little vaults here. Again, giving me garbage. And then I get another notch apple. Maybe I'm just the luckiest person alive. Ooh, and a secret chest. The cake is a lie. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,520 days. Days 2520 through 2530. I start off by looking for some music disc. Well, that was easy. And then I almost die. Finally find the last music disc that I need. So now it's time to try to find the heavy core. Is it in here? No, but then I almost died. What about here? Nope. But then I finally find the bog, and I can get my monsters hunted achievement back. Come on, give me the mace. Well, that's not bad. And then I almost die again. Come on, this one's gotta have a heavy core in it. Really? But then it finally happened. The heavy core is finally in my possession. Now it's time to go home for the end of the 2,530 days. Days 2530 through 2540. Finally made it home. And then I finally craft up the mace. This thing chonky. Then I go to the end and try to enchant the mace, not remembering how to enchant whatsoever. So then I just throw it in an anvil and chuck some books on it. Time to give it a little test, and I'm kinda nervous because this is my first time using it and I'm trying to kill a warden. So cue the fail montage. Finally got you trapped. Alright, that didn't work, so now I gotta try this little machine. And then finally I get it. Alright, time to go back into the trial chambers one last time to test the mace here, which is what I should have done first. Okay, it's kind of bad. Almost got me killed. Then I find the new pottery shards and pick them up in case I ever want to use them for something. Starting to get a little bit used to the mace. Alright. Alright, that's enough for the trial chambers for one video. And that'll also be the end of the 2,540 days. Days 2540 through 2550. I am back at this place, and it's time to do some building. First set of walls turned out great. Now it's time to do the rest of the walls all the way around. So yeah, let's get to it. And finally, all the walls are done. So let's move on to this roof up here and finish that real quick. Alright, only one thing left to do. Let's get it. Everything's finally finished. Now it's time to take a look. Days 2600 through 2610. I'm going to be turning this place into a prismarine farm, so yeah. And it is finally done, and this was actually my own design. I made it work for my needs because I wanted it to fit in the monument itself, so I'm very proud of this. There's even a little bubble vader to get up to the boat. Man, this looks even better without shaders. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,610 days. Days 2610 through 2620. I start off by making a proper drop chute for the Guardians. Not me struggling to make a simple item sorter. And then I build the AFK room for the Guardian farm. Then I go to the outside of the monument, detailing the entire thing. Now it's time to AFK and see what I get. Alright, in around about an hour or so, I got this amount, which is pretty good, considering I had to make an off switch, because it overflowed 3 times. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,620 days. Days 2620 through 2630. I'm going to be starting my massive project, which is going to be a massive pirate city around the Prismarine farm. So yeah, let's get to it. And this pirate city is finally done, and I'm gonna give a little walkthrough of it. Days 2670 through 2680, I'm going to be doing a short resource gathering montage. And I'm finally done gathering everything, but I do want to show some of the best clips from when I was raiding the bastions, so enjoy. Earlier when I said this would be a quick montage, I actually meant this would take forever, and I have to do this 4 more times. Days 2680 through 2690, I am building a mob containment because I need to collect 60 zombified pigmen. because these guys are going to be the pirates of my city. And watch them just pour in here. But then I collect all the pigment I need for the end of the 2,690 days. Days 2690 through 2,700. I need to get name tags for all of these soon-to-be pirates. So yeah. Alright, now that that's all finished, it is time to complete this project. And then I fixed the map for the end of the 2,700 days. Days 2,700 through 2,710. I am back at this cobblestone farm that I made a while back, and it's all kinds of busted up. And this isn't going to be nearly as efficient as I need it to be, so I'm gonna fix that. And finally the build is done, and it's looking great, I must say. All I gotta do is turn the machine on, and then it just does its thing. This farm is super efficient, but yeah, now I gotta fill in these side panels with maps, so enjoy. And that is finally done, and the map is looking great. And the thing that's going to go on this other side hasn't been built yet, so that'll be it for the end of the 2,710 days. Days 2710 through 2720. I am back in the Nether Void, and I'm going to be making a blaze farm, just so this doesn't happen anymore. And now the farm is complete, and it works pretty well. But now that that farm is done, I have to move on to a basalt farm, so yeah. Now it's time to see what this farm has to offer. It's kind of slow, but this should do the trick. Yeah, much better. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,720 days. Days 2720 through 2730. I start off by building a frogolite farm. And the farm is done, and you can kind of see it working here. I even had to carve out a hole in the top of the bedrock for this AFK platform, which is what I'm going to be doing, AFKing. So yeah. And let's see the profits of 5 days of AFKing. And not bad, but a lot of my iron golems keep getting damaged and dying, but I don't know how to fix that. Anyways, that'll be it for the end of the 2,730 days. Days 2730 through 2740. I'm going to be building my first ever super smelter. And it's finally done, and let's give it a little test run, shall we? And that was very, very fast. Also, I bet you're probably wondering, how did he get water in the Nether? He's cheating. I used a mod, calm down. Days 2740 through 2750. I start off by going back to the old wheat farm, and I will be making an automatic crop farm right under it. And here it is in action. The carrots spit out and go up this tube all the way up into the barrel. So it's time to AFK this farm. The final carrots are now pouring in, and we got a decent amount here. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,750 days. Days 2750 through 2760. I'm gonna be flying through this portal and then build a bamboo farm. And the farm is done. And is it ugly? Yes. Do the lights on the inside make it less efficient? Also yes. Am I going to change it? No, not at all. But it is satisfying to watch though. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,760 days. Days 2760 through 2770. I am back in the end, and I'm going to be building a shulker shell farm, so enjoy. I'm going to kidnap you now, and away I go. But the farm is finally done, and it's doing something. But I think it's about time we AFK to see how many shulker shells we get. And the AFK session is finally over and pretty decent, not gonna lie. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,770 days. Days 2770 through 2780. I am back at the old enchantment setup, and I never really use this thing. I kind of just always use the one at the end. But I'm gonna turn this place into a moss farm. And it's done, and it's looking all nice and modernized. I'm glad I was able to make this building useful again. All I gotta do is go down, flip the lever, and this is the profits I've got off of it so far. And then watching it from above, it's actually satisfying to watch. But that'll be it for the end of the 2,780 days. Days 2780 through 2790. I'm again back in the end. Love this city that I made. But I'm going to be building a copper farm. So time lapse. And then eventually getting a zombie to drop into the farm. And now I gotta wait for this boot up entirely. Okay, this has gotten a little out of control. I'm glad I have my mob sounds off, but it's time to AFK this farm to see how much copper we get. And we got a decent amount of copper. Who would have guessed it? But that'll be it for the end of the 2,790 days. Days 2790 through 2,800. It's time that I take all this redstone knowledge that I've just gained and put it all together for one massive barter farm. I'm gonna... Wait, hold on, I have something for you. Just wait a second. Stop shooting. Wait, oh, hold on. There we go. Now I can kidnap you. Alright, follow me. And then finally, the gold farm is complete, and I'm very proud of this build. And it's very easy to use as well. But to show that, I need to go and grab a few things. Alright, and we're back, and all I have to do is load up these shulker boxes on the designated spots, and then turn on the farm. Honestly, this farm is actually insane. Look at all the drops that are happening, and these are the profits of the farm. But yeah, super proud of this build, but that'll be it for the 2,800 days. Days 2,800 through 2810. I start off by trying to find a village, and here it is. Then I wake up from an igloo and try to get this villager in a boat. That genuinely scared me. Alright, let's just turn this up. Then I get a second one in the boat, and then I finish pillaring up, and then take off with the villagers. Never mind, it didn't work. Alright, second tries the charm. Let's go. Finally getting them back to their new home, and now I'm going to start on a villager breeder. And then the villager breeder is finally done, and wait, this is the wrong type of villager. Alright, whatever, this will be a project for another day. Day 2810 through 2820. I am back at the old sheep farm, and I'm going to transform it into a sheep farm again, but a better one, so yeah. And it's finally done, and I'll just show around. Days 2820 through 2830, I am continuing the Nether hub. And it's almost done, and I almost died trying to fly down this thing. Days 2830 through 2840, I am decorating the Nether Void. And then it's all finally done, so I'm just going to show around. Then I start to work on decorating my shulker farm. and it's looking very, very nice. Days 2860 through 2870, I am working on the bamboo dojo. And this has to be the best farm build I've made so far, because this looks very nice. Days 2870 through 2880, I am decorating the copper farm. And again, it did not disappoint. This ship is crazy. Also, if you know what this is a reference to, then tell me down in the comments what you think it is. Days 2880 through 2890 is all just going to be cleanup from the past 800 days. So yeah. Days 2890 through 2900. I'm going to be taking the beacons down because I feel like they're out of place in this spot and I can do them better justice. And the beacon temple is finally done, and as I race up to the top, there's only one more spot for one more beacon. I wonder when that's going to get filled out, but that'll be it for the end of the 2900 days. It's time to get a netherite beacon. So I head over to my barter farm, punch out the fire, so that I can start collecting some fire resistance. And now it's time for the final montage of the video. Also, editor's note, these were done on private streams, so if the quality is bad, that is why. But enjoy. All that for one piece of ancient debris is crazy. Bro. That was clean. Okay. Let's go. In hardcore mode. I finally got it, bruh. I've been looking through every single chest, every single rune portal chest to find a... I need to write this down. Oh, there's a brute down here. That's crazy. End up in 63, bro. These be two, yes. God. Okay.
Where did he even come from?
I don't have it set up. They're right here. We only need 16 more pieces. Yes, one more. Finally, dude. We got everything. Let's see it. Come on. That's all the ancient debris we need. And finally, it's time. And as per tradition, I am sat watching the final sunset. And yeah, looking back, I did 4 major projects in this one video. I definitely need to chill it out for the next one. But then one last sleep till the end of the 3,000 days.